Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special one from a personal perspective and from a Liverpool perspective as well. You know, when I was speaking to him yesterday, he said something that's absolutely true. He's like, you know what, you caught me at the correct time. The real ones know the stream was supposed to be Tuesday, but actually, subhanallah, God's plan is always better than yours. 2 days later, we're here with all the Zubimendi news, with everything crazy happening at Liverpool Football Club, and we're about to do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the channel for the first time in 3 years, 33,000 subscribers later, all the craziness that's happened over the last 3 years, Habibis. For the first time ever, one of the icons of Liverpool YouTube, one of the originators of Liverpool content creators, man like Grizz is in the building. How you doing, Grizz, man? You good?
I'm doing all right, man. Alhamdulillah. Salam to you, salam to all the people. And it doesn't have to be Muslims because salam means peace. So we say peace to everyone in the chat, Muslim or non-Muslim. So we say salam to everyone. Doesn't mean like, he didn't say salam to me. I don't know what that means. We say salam, which means peace to all. Good to be here, man. You know what you said? That was the perfect line. God's plan. And it's God's plan that we are here. So yeah, man, it's good. It's good. It's good. I didn't, you know, when you said 3 years in the title, I saw earlier when you put it up, and I said 3 years. Ya Allah, what is going on? How did 3 years?
It has been 3 years.
How did it go fast? How did it go so fast? But alhamdulillah, here we are. Big up.
I'll tell you guys the story. Listen, people know this. Before you create a YouTube channel and before you speak yourself on YouTube, you're usually a spectator. Before you become a content creator, you're a spectator. You're watching different channels. You're watching content out there. Obviously, everyone knows the Big Six. I was watching Grizz. I knew about him. I emailed him, to bring him on This is Football. Yep. He came on, and that was my first ever 1,000+ views stream. I was so hyped. I gained like 100 subscribers. I was like, oh, mom, Grizz came on my channel. We did really well. But, here's the thing. And I told Grizz, listen, because everything happened publicly, let's just address this publicly once and for all. So the entire world can move on if you'd like. In life, and speaking of God's plan, people mature, people change, people become better individuals. Some people become worse, but some people become better individuals, and they learn from their mistakes. And in life, and I'm sure Grizz will agree with this, there is 90% of the time, nothing is usually a one-sided mistake or a one-sided disagreement or a one-sided. Everything happens on two sides. Everything happens on both sides of the spectrum. Obviously, I recognized my side of the issue, and I apologize to Grizz privately, and I apologize to Grizz publicly as well. He did the same to me as well when we had the conversation before he went to Hajj. May Allah accept, of course. Before he went to Hajj, he spoke to me, and we had that genuine, honest, man-to-man conversation. I came out here and I apologized to Grizz publicly and apologized to him personally. And obviously he said the same thing to me as well in the private messages when we were speaking on WhatsApp. So yeah, look, stuff happened. Let bygones be bygones. I said some wild shit back in the day, 3 years ago, said some crazy shit, but we're here now. And because I insulted the man publicly and the people that come on his channel, I only owe him again to say sorry to Grizz and to everyone who kind of felt insulted by the ones that went on his channel. So yeah, Grizz, that's what I wanted to start the show with.
Not much that I can add to what you said. Nothing to subtract as well. Just maybe echo everything that you've said. Of course, I'm older than you, much older than you, but that doesn't make me maturer than you. Everyone is different. Doesn't matter how old you are. Levels of maturity are very variable. And yeah, maybe I was immature as well. As I said 3 years ago. Okay, maybe not immature, but I was reactionary, maybe reacting. And one thing we have to remember, Husam, and I'm speaking to Husam here, but obviously everyone is listening and watching, but I'm speaking to a brother here, right? So we know in life, even blood brothers have arguments and fights internally. And it's always the passionate brothers that fall out. Relate. Everyone in the chat, relate. In your own families, everyone in the chat. I bet you it's the ones with the most love for what they do or what they speak about that clash. It will never be the ones that are quiet, have no passion, have no opinion. It will always be the opinionated brothers. I'm talking blood brothers that have fallings out. So, alhamdulillah, it all is well that ends well, the English say. So, here we are,
Yes.
bro. 3 years later, I still remember that show probably with our very good friend Blue Chip, Avi. And we had so much fun. And, we had an absolute laugh. I remember we hardly knew each other then, but we laughed so much. And it was great. And the rest is just football, emotions, fandom. It's nothing. It's nothing. I know you didn't attack me personally, like as in my character or whatever. You cussed my opinions and my thoughts on the club and the way it works, and that's who cares? Who cares? And vice versa too. And so it's amazing. It's amazing that we're in a position and we both have the maturity and the humility to do this because there's no ego. This proves.
Yeah.
When you hands up, this is hands up. Alhamdulillah, that makes us better and stronger moving forward.
Alhamdulillah. And listen, once again, I agree with everything Grizz just said. And from this moment onwards, listen, there is no bad feelings, there is no bad blood. We 100% move on in a positive direction, inshallah. We both support the same club, we both follow the same religion. We're both we are blood brothers as well. So we share the same Muslim blood, if you'd like. So make sure listen, let's let bygones be bygones, and from this moment onwards, inshallah, we move on and we can speak now about the club that we love as well.
And absolutely. Listen, and people might think, soft, this and that. No, you can still make us argue, and we will argue because what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's normal. What we mean, and you can even bring up the past, blah, 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 but alhamdulillah, I'd like to think, especially from my side, and I believe from Husam's side, that what he said, the bad blood is over, doesn't mean we suddenly start agreeing on everything. That's not how life works. Yeah, that's not how life works. But what we mean is the spats, the verbal insults, that's over. That's petty. And we were both wrong. Alhamdulillah. That's what we mean by that.
Yes, sir. Let me just do these super chats before we can start with the show so we can read. We can talk about Liverpool a little bit as well because that's what we're here for as well. Let's forget. Look at who's on the thumbnail right here, Zubimendi, right here, Arne Slot. Big up man like Mito who says this whole Zubimendi saga is so Liverpool. We wait until August to fill a position we desperately need. Then we go for a player that is notoriously attached to his club. We could be in trouble. We're going to be addressing everything Zubimendi related. I promise you. This is going to be one hell of a show, Mito. Thank you so much for the super chat, Habibi. And we are going to address everything that you've stated about in the super chat now. Because, I will ask about Grizz, about transfers and how he feels about the club and everything you just stated. So I appreciate you so much, my brother. Big up to you, Habibi, as always, supporting the channel. Big up Register Cav, who says, man like Grizz. Now, this is a collab, is what Register Cav says. Big up to you, my guy, Cav. Big up Gunnar Dom, who says, big love, Husam. Top content as ever. Big up to Gunnar Dom, one of the guys as well who I speak to off the channel and the real ones. Big up to you, Akhi. Thank you for the super chat. Ad says, big up Grizz. May Allah accept your Hajj.
Ameen. Shukran. Thank you.
Ameen. Big up to TK who says, smash the like button. Big up to the one and only Grizz Teta.
No, not anymore, man. Come on, that changed a long time ago. Grizz Teta, please stop referring, man. He's an enemy now. Like, we don't. He's no more Grizz Teta. That changed about 2 seasons ago, please. You're offending me when you say Grizz Teta now. I'm only joking.
Big up Husam and Grizz, and big up the chat. Smash those likes on the way in, my guy Ed. Big up to you. I was speaking to him off the channel as well. This guy's a massive gardener and stuff. Then he sent me a picture or something, and he's like, "This is a cantaloupe." And I looked at it. I'm like, "Bro, this is a melon. What do you mean this is a cantaloupe?" But then I realized he's American, and they call it cantaloupe over there. So that's educated on different cultures now. So big up to Cantaloupe Ed in the chat. Man like Nino is in the building. Says, "Assalamu alaikum." Love to see both. Big up, Grizz. Big up to you, Nino, man. Appreciate you. Thank you as well for the support. Great Zubi or not Zubi? That is the question. We are going to be addressing it now in a second. So hold tight, my guy, Captain Sal. Big up to my guy, Red Tarango says, might never look at Paella the same. Smash them likes. And the final super chat here before we get the party started from Smoke. It says, Salamu alaikum, ya ikhwani. Alaikum salam, Saleh, Habibi. Big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chat and the love. And listen, big up to everyone in the building. It's going to be one hell of a stream. We have 1,000 people watching us. I don't want to keep interrupting the stream to tell you guys to like and subscribe. So stop what you're doing right now. Hit the like button. Subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Grizz's channel is in the title, and make sure you subscribe to him as well. So we have 1,000 people in here. Let's get to 500 likes ASAP. Look at this, Lewis. You're so fraudulent, Lewis. Big up to you, Lewis, man. Big up to you, Lewis. If Zubimendi signs for Liverpool,
you're crying. He's tearing up because of his club, not because of this. Tell the truth, Lewis. You're crying because of the state of your club. Please.
100.
Big up,
honestly, one of the things that I look forward to this is most, like I look forward to it as much as I look forward to actually watching Liverpool play, is the downfall of Chelsea, because I will be celebrating that beyond belief. Because I was a big fan of Pochettino last year. I told them you shouldn't have sacked him, but hey, you know what? Let's not make this about Chelsea. So, Grizz, let's talk on Liverpool. Let's talk on our club. Forget Chelsea. We're not here to do mid-table Olympics.
That word. See, every time, see, you're gonna make me smile and laugh every time you use certain words, because it's gonna bring back memories. Yeah, your Olympics. Yeah, your positivity Olympics. Your positivity gymnastics. Did you used to say? And you're gonna make me laugh and smile because I'm gonna remember all these words that you use. You know,
I used to say positivity Olympics quite a lot.
Positivity Olympics. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Positivity Olympics. So that's why I'm going to remainice. So forgive me if I suddenly start smiling and reminiscing. Like in the middle of the stream. It's all part and parcel of it.
Okay. So Zubimendi. Obviously it's been like a roller coaster of emotion over the last 48 hours. I'm sure you understand as well. Specifically given what happened last summer, because PTSD is a thing. And that's why Liverpool fans are kind of restless right now. So what do you make of the whole Zubimendi situation right now? The player himself, the signing, the saga. Just tell me your thoughts.
Exactly the same as 99% of the Liverpool fan base, or 95% of the Liverpool fan base. It's mad. Mm-hmm. Like the Balotelli t-shirt, why always me? Why always us? Why do we choose the most complex? Someone said it in your chat earlier. Oh, super chat, I think it was. Someone said in the super chat earlier, like, why do we choose the most awkward players to prize away, or the most difficult situations we find ourselves in, and the most nervous wracking? And why can't our transfers be smooth? And but it's one of those ones where we've seen an opportunity to buy, in my opinion, a world-class midfielder. At the right age. We normally buy either young potential that's going to be world class, or we buy, someone who's maybe peaked. We're buying like the good old days of when we bought Sadio, Gini, Salah, even Alisson at the right age, the 25, when they were ready to explode onto the big scene. He's just won the Euros with Spain. He came on when everyone was clapping Rodri going off, and all the England fans and celebrating that Rodri's gone off and here we go, it's coming home.
But I remember.
They didn't know. They didn't know who Zubimendi was. They weren't familiar with his game, as they say. And he came on and said, "You're not familiar with my game," and he nullified the whole midfield in that second half, England midfield. So he's a wonderful, wonderful talent player. I don't know if we want to go into profile of player, because I've done a stream on my show last couple of days after about 2 months, and I was talking about, and a lot of people disagreed with me. I was like, look, fantastic player on his own, right? But for me personally, I'm not convinced he's the profile of player we need right now. I wanted more of a physical specimen, destroyer, DM who thinks defense first. That's just me. Slot, obviously wants a playmaker, technician, maestro, someone who's going to control proceedings, control the tempo. So he's gone for Zubimendi. So from that sense, I'm not dead and going to sleep if we don't get him, as long as we get someone in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way the situation is developing, it's tense, it's nervous, and it's Liverpool. We do this off the pitch, on the pitch, in the games. Everything about us is just to give us blood pressure and make the fan base argue with each other. That's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be, man.
This is you know what it is. I agreed with the first half of what you said before watching Slot. I mean, people who watch me know the one that I wanted was Ugarte. I wanted like a destroyer. I wanted someone who could tackle. I wanted like someone like that. But having watched the way that Slot wants to play football, the fact that he played Curtis Jones in a double pivot, the fact that he played Gravenberg in a double pivot, makes me think. Big up Matisse. Big up Matisse in the chat. Makes me think that maybe.
Isn't it amazing? Every Chelsea fan's crying, and they're making out they're crying for us. It's like you're crying for your dead clubs, Chelsea fans. No one else is crying like you do.
He admitted that he's crying.
Lewis and Matisse crying. What's the connection? Both Chelsea fans. No one else is crying like that. But anyway, it is what it is.
It's crazy because as soon as Grizz says that, the comment Matisse makes is, "I'm crying in the club." Yeah, subhanallah, you are crying. You are crying, but for a different reason, But yeah, big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you, Matisse, man. Big up, big up. Celebrate, Habibi. This is the only thing you'll be celebrating this season. So back to what I was saying about the DM position. People in the chat who watch me will tell you as well. Look, I spent the entirety of the summer just because you know what it is. For the last 7 years, I feel like we've been programmed that we need like a DM who's just a tackler, lone DM, someone like that, because of the way that Klopp plays football. But now I watch the way that we play, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, I use this line on the Slot style. I called it a paella made in Amsterdam, because I feel like as much as it's Pep inspired, you could tell that he's not trying to imitate Pep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's just doing copy paste. He has his own touch to it. He's adding his own stuff to it. And I feel like he wants to do a little bit of total football in which it's defend as a team, attack as a team.
100%. 100%. I agree with that. But, and I'm going to put this question to you. Mm-hmm. Name me a team in the Premier League or on the European stage. And when I mean not the European League campaigns, but on the European Cup stage, like Champions League stage, or in the Premier League, name a team that's won their respective Champions League or their respective league without a specialist DM. The only one, and I asked the same question, and I won't leave it suspense. We won't waste too much time because we've got so much to get through. So I'll answer my own question. The only team that in recent history, when I say recent history, last 15, 20 years that I could think of, was the Barcelona team that had Busquets playing in that role. And that was the best team that's ever been created. Probably, right? Every other team has had... Man City? Sorry, again?
You didn't say Man City because Rodri isn't really a destroyer.
Brother, Rodri is the biggest machine that's ever been created by man. He's a scientific proof, like of science. He's a science to experiment. Every team has. You go to Casemiro at Madrid when they were winning stuff in the Champions League. Every team. We won the league with Fabinho, Keane with Man United, Makelele with Chelsea, whoever you want to go. Even the Blackburns had DMs. No team. I absolutely understand the total football. But in my opinion, it's a fantasy to think that we're going to win the league without that profile of player. We've got too much of that. We haven't got a physical specimen, a better Endo. I wanted a better Endo. What we're getting is another McAllister, another tempo, maker. That's my only gripe. I absolutely understand his philosophy, and that's if that's how he believes, fair enough. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a team, and if anyone can, who can think of a team that's won the Champions League or the Premier League without a specialist DM, let me know, because I can't. I genuinely couldn't. I tried to go through the different teams. Everyone had Husam. Who thinks in this squad, in this team? Let's just try to pick up best 11 in our head. Name me how many players you think defense first. Defense first. Name me.
Oh, defense first in midfield, other than Endo. I
No,
don't
no, in the
think
whole
it's
team. In the whole team, I can only think
in
of
the
two,
whole
three
team.
players. In the whole team, only 2, 3 players think defense first. Everyone else thinks
Yeah,
progression or forward.
yeah, yeah.
That's a problem.
You know, here's the thing. I agree with what you're saying, and as again, I reference myself because I said I agreed. Like I wanted Ugarte, I wanted someone like that. Like, you know, I wanted someone who's like a destroyer. You know, I wanted someone who like does everything that you've just spoken about. However, the one thing that I will say is, um, the reason why I think the Rodri one still applies is, look, I'll tell you why. I think Rodri is the best DM in the world. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. I think he is the best DM in the world. I think he's a complete midfielder, he's a complete player. But when I watch Rodri, even with him, I don't think he's necessarily a defend first player. I think he's a player who wants to progress, dictate tempo, control the game. He even gets GA, he even goes forward and gets some goals and
Only
assists, you know?
now. Only now. This is his
Correct.
third season now, before the season, because he's
Correct.
developed into
I
a
accept
complete
that.
midfielder.
I accept that. That's 100% fair. But I'm saying it could be done, but it requires, and that's why I mentioned total
Near
football.
perfection. It could be
Yeah,
done.
yeah. It
Barcelona
requires
proved.
basically everyone defending. That's what it requires.
Barcelona proved it can be done. But are we
Yeah.
going to emulate Barcelona levels? Come on. Come on. If we do, alhamdulillah, life is going to be amazing.
To be fair, we don't have a Messi. That would be the bigger problem than a Busquets.
Blue chips in the building. Oh, shut up. Matic was the most biggest DM. Biggest DM. What are you talking
Matic
about?
was
Abby?
definitely a DM.
And then, of course, he was. Kante is 100% a ball winner. A ball winner who thinks defense first. If you think Kante thinks attack first, Kante covered every transition possible on his own, literally. And he mentioned Riviera and Petit. Physical specimens, beasts. This is what I'm talking about. We haven't. So Bozolai is a physical specimen right now in our midfield. No one else. Who's a physical specimen in our midfield right now?
There's
We've
only
got
one
lovely.
example that comes close to mind to exactly what you're describing,
Go on.
and that's Toni Kroos for Madrid this season.
But Toni Kroos is playing. Toni Kroos, who's the midfield? Valverde, they've got in there, and
Yeah.
Tchouaméni.
Yeah, but I don't think Chouameni started as much games, did he? It was
No, he didn't.
mostly
He didn't.
Kroos,
He didn't. Yeah,
Valverde,
Kroos
and
comes in that category, you know, but very few.
it
You
is
have to be
rare
that
though.
elite.
So you are right. It is rare.
You have to be at
100%
that
it's rare.
elite level. We're starting again under a new coach, under a new
Yeah.
basically we're starting a new team again. We're talking these teams that we're mentioning, Cruz at Madrid, Busquets at Barcelona. These are the epitomes. These are the highest levels of football you can get.
Yeah.
So if we can achieve that in these first couple of seasons, fair play. Even Rodri, you're right. Now Rodri is complete, but Rodri for the first 2 seasons was a fucking human shield, like for every attack. So that's just my only qualm with Zubimendi, in case people think I don't want Zubimendi, or I'm making excuses in case he doesn't come. No, I'm just giving a footballing analogy that I'm not fussed. Yes, of course, we're gonna have to hold if he says no to us. That's that's banter. That's football banter. We're gonna have to hold it from opposition fan bases and everything.
Like
sure. That's fine. That's different. But I'm talking about from a footballing point of view. I'm one of the few, I admit, most are happy. I'm one of the few that won't be khalas, finished. Oh my God. Because I wanted a different profile of player.
Is this one fair? This one by Sean? Carrick at Man United?
Carrick was next to Carrick. That's very good shout. But Carrick had the likes of Darren Fletcher bloody next to him, who was a dog, just going around making tackles. Owen Hargreaves was a pretty much a ball winner, a defense-minded player first. So, but Carrick is a good shout. Yep, Carrick is a good shout. But again, these teams are developed and were way down their paths in terms of the way they play. We're starting fresh, man, under Slot. But it's brave. It's very brave.
So, one of the things that, like, at the start, obviously, when me and you were disagreeing, we were talking about reactions and how people get emotional, and we were talking about all of that. So it's only my duty to ask the question that must be asked. What happens if we don't get Zubimendi? What happens? Other than the banter, other than all of this, from a Liverpool perspective, do you understand the anger? Do you understand like the frustration? What would happen from a Liverpool fan perspective? Because you know there will be a meltdown.
I say the same thing every year, and I have a different outcome at the end of the season, or at the end of the window, or at the end of the season. And I used to say the same thing to you then, personally and online, and I used to have the same arguments, even on the Big Six or whatever. There's two perceptions of how you support your club: the one that you want, and the one that the club's going to do regardless of what you want, right? There's going to be, of course, frustration, of course, nervousness, of course, criticism right now, because the way it's been handled, especially after the Caicedo business. But the Caicedo was an absolute circus and a farce. That was embarrassing for the club. That was embarrassing for the ownership. That was embarrassing for the manager at the time. That was embarrassing the way we operated. We deserved every bit of criticism that we got. We should have been cussed to the ground. And I was the first to be embarrassed about the way we operated. Making £100 million bid on the last day. By the way, I broke that news. You know, it's only fair that I big myself up after the abuse that you get. But it was embarrassing the way we handled that. Embarrassing. We didn't even agree with the player. This one is a little bit different because there's a release clause, and we've been given 100% been given indications from him and his agent that he's interested. And he has. Forget Twitter, forget rumors, forget everything else. The great Ornstein, the great Paul Joyce, and the not so great Romano, three of the biggest hitters last night, have said that.
Did you say the not so great Romano?
Not so great. I mean, Ornstein is the daddy, man. Come on, he's not the so great, no? Do we disagree there? Oh no, okay. Maybe we have our first disagreement.
You know. I always tell people don't know this. I know you know this for a fact. You know how much it costs to get Fabrizio on a stream, but I always tell the guys, it's not about paying it. It's about the fact that if I bring him to talk about Liverpool, wallahi, he will not tell you anything that I cannot tell you. There is nothing he knows.
I say this all the time. Look, very good friends of mine, wallahi, very good friends of mine know him personally on a WhatsApp level message. So, and I'm not calling him out per se, but I'm saying he's not of the Ornstein levels, of Joyce levels, that tweet 12 times a year, but it will be 12 out of 12 kind of thing. And it won't be sort of revenue chasing. But look, forget that. Ornstein and Joyce literally said last night that he is open to the move. He has decided he wants to come to Liverpool. And what we've seen today is absolutely normal and natural from clubs that don't want to let Norman go, their centre-back, who's gone to Atletico, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong.
I think he has went to Atletico. Yeah, he has went to Atletico. Yeah.
And Marino, who was Arsenal's secondary option. Arsenal went for Zubimendi first, weren't able to convince him. Arteta showed him all types of PowerPoint and plans and graphs about how he wanted to play him. Zubimendi said no, they moved to Marino. Imagine now losing your best centre-back, your second best midfielder, and now your first best midfielder. Real Sociedad, of course, are desperate for not to sell both of them. So this is the complication. People are just thinking the Liverpool side. Arsenal have got a hand in this as well. Now what Arsenal are doing, first they refused Eddie Nketiah to be sold. Now they're going to sell Eddie Nketiah and throw that money to Mourinho, make sure it happens. And this is hampering us because now, what's his name of his club? Sociedad have gone full out defense and trying to persuade him emotionally. And he's a emotional sausage, this Zubimendi man. He's a very loyal kid. He's a very loyal guy, born and bred, And let's see now. Only he knows. And as I tweeted earlier, I don't even think he knows. He keeps changing his mind every half an hour. I know as well for a fact last night through his agent, he relayed the message that he wants to go to Liverpool, to his club. And they've had a panic attack. And ever since, they are making all sorts of reasons and excuses to keep him emotionally. And he's an emotional guy. And when you're dealing with an emotional guy, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do next. So it is
It
what
will
it is,
be.
man. It's going to be.
I
It's
do
going to be.
think it's
Look,
expected.
Husam. Go back
Yeah.
to your question. What happens now? Okay, from the media content fans' point of view, we hold that. We
Oh, we are
take
gonna
it
get
in,
cooked 100%.
and we absolutely get roasted from that aspect. But from Liverpool and footballing point of aspect, if he doesn't come, and I still think he will, if he doesn't come, then we move on quickly, because it's absolutely vital. We don't just leave it. We still need a better, massive upgrade on Endo. That's what I think we need to do.
Here's the thing. You know, there's a lot there that we kind of have to talk about, and I agree with what you're saying in terms of we move on. Because yesterday, one of the things that I said on my stream is the following. I said the good thing about this whole situation is the following. We know that the club want to sign a DM now for a fact, for
Yep.
sure. It's no longer a mystery. It's no longer a, ooh, what if we don't sign anyone? It's that side of it is gone. I kept telling people all summer long, guys, we're going to get the DM. Like I was pretty sure of it. And it's happening essentially. So that's the thing that makes me happy. The one thing I will say is me, myself, I might have a meltdown. And you mentioned two of the reasons at the start, Joyce and Ornstein. If this was some random guy putting out a tweet, I'm not going to latch onto it. But the fact that it was Ornstein and that it was Joyce, and then what's his name? One of the most reliable Spanish journalists as well confirmed it like an hour later. Is like Martin Zubimendi is ready to say yes to Liverpool. Like it was all madness yesterday.
Matteo Moratti, who's one of the top journalists, European journalists, who said the same thing. So that's Ornstein, Joyce, and Matteo Moratti. Wow.
Yeah, so that's
three
what
of the four horsemen.
Yeah, people will be upset, people will be angry, and I understand. And I myself will be angry, and I myself will be upset because of the caliber of journalist who actually put that out there, you know? Like it's not some random guy. And me and you, listen, we know about Liverpool transfers. Like we know who to trust, who to not trust. When Joyce puts out some shit, we know that usually it's like 80% gonna happen. You know, like when Joyce puts out something, you're like, this is probably gonna usually happen, you know. So that's the thing, and that's why I understand the people who will get frustrated. I get it, but sometimes a plan B is better than a plan A. But it depends who we get, though. Now, if you ask me my honest opinion, I still think Zubimendi becomes a Liverpool player because of actually the same stuff that they're saying in the tweets. The fact that Sociedad have to convince him shows me that he said yes to begin with.
Oh, he's 100% yes. He's 100% said. He's intimated through, again, he's a, making me swear, he's a P, man. He didn't tell them directly, he told them via the agent. He told him, yes, tell guys, you know, because he's a very quiet, introvert type of guy. Zubimendi as a character, as a personality, is very shy. He's very quiet. He doesn't like confrontation. You know, on the pitch, he likes a confrontation. He likes to dig in, whatever. But you know, those kind of players, like a Kante, off the pitch is a diamond, on the pitch is a little beast. So he has intimated to his club, and this is why they're doing everything. Because if nothing had happened, this club wouldn't be doing everything that they're doing. Do you get it? So he's obviously said to them via his agent. His agent is key in this. His agent is obviously very close to Hughes, because they worked together on the deal for Areola to come to Bournemouth, and Hughes is a fluent Spanish speaker, so they're very, very close. So Hughes and the agent thought they had struck a deal, even up to last night. So this is where it gets a bit techie now. That's why Joyce and Ornstein were briefed. That's why. Otherwise, Joyce and Ornstein don't put their neck on the line until it's sourced impeccably.
Joyce specifically.
Remember that.
Well,
Remember that. Ornstein and Joyce, unless they source it impeccably, don't put their neck on the line. So that's why they said that last night. But look, let's see how it goes. Of course, you know the snowball effect of PTSD, especially when it comes to Liverpool. So it's snowballing into stress. Oh my God. But until the decision comes out, he's still not said yes or no. He's still swaying, apparently. So let's see how it goes. And it's the biggest decision of his life. This is this is the biggest decision of his life.
Because he's 25, to be fair.
This is exactly like Gerrard and Chelsea. Peak Gerrard was wanted by Chelsea and Mourinho, and he was having sleepless nights, and he decided to move to Chelsea. He said yes to Mourinho, and then changed his mind. So if even Gerrard can do that, who's Zubimendi? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. But the fact, look, again, as I said, apart from the banter and people that want to kill us, apart from that, as long as we get, and this is always my window, with my transfers and everything else, as long as we get good players through the door, I don't care how much they cost, where they come from. We need minimum 2 players through the door, and as long as we get those profile of players, I can take the abuse and banter and we got done and all that, blah blah blah, Liverpool and all that. I can handle all that as long as we do our business.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Ryan, don't make me start a ban Ray fund on the stream right now. Don't do this to me, Ryan. Don't do this to me right now. Wallahi, I will make a fund right now to ban you. Don't make me ban you on the stream, brother. I agree with what you're saying there. As long as we get the business done, as long as we get a DM, that's the most important thing. It will be extremely frustrating because Zubimendi is a gem, because he is like that level, who will elevate your club, who will take you to the next level. I mean, to be fair, going from Endo to Zubimendi is a massive upgrade as well. So
I'm very encouraged though that Slot has come in straight away, right? And look, I said it when we bought Endo. I said it's a short-term fix, whatever. Let's just make do and see what we can do. But Endo is not the answer. What a guy, what a gentleman, etc., professional. You don't want to abuse people that are not dickheads, and he's not a dickhead. So I would never say anything bad about him. But he's not the answer. We need to upgrade. And the fact that Slot has come in and seen it straight away, that gives me huge encouragement. Wallah, that gives me so much encouragement that he sees what a lot of Liverpool fans are seeing, like, no, not Endo. Do you get it? So that's the positive. Now what we do, replacing him, let's see.
Yeah. Katsande, someone screenshot, send this to me on Snapchat. One of the snitches, because that's an easy £100 right here. Screenshot, send it to me. Katsande never learns. This is a guy that has lost multiple bets like this with me. He knows that bets can only be one-sided in Islam, so he just does it one-sided from now on.
Who does he support?
He supports Liverpool. You're gonna have to pay up, Katsande. You're gonna have to pay up. Listen, let me just do a couple of these super chats before we kind of move on to the final segment. Obviously, we have the big 6 coming up, so I don't want to keep Grizz for too long. So I just want to talk a little bit about outgoing stuff like that. Let me just read a couple of these super chats and address them. Big up to my guy Sam, who says, this is another one. If you're screenshotting the Katsande one, screenshot this one as well. If Zubimendi signs for Liverpool, I will make super chat $50 on this channel. Take screenshot alongside if we make any quality signing 50 more. Yalla, screenshot. One of the snitches in the chat. Screenshot said to me, easy money, habibi. So yeah, send me the screenshot. Big up to you, Sam Cool. Big up my guy Delian, who says, big up my G's, 2 of my favorite content creators right now. Big up to you, Delian. I appreciate you, my brother. Big up to Will, who says, missing the robust sense of humor to sign Zubimendi. Obviously referring to what they said about Schmatka last summer, remember? Where they were like, oh, he has a robust sense of humor. that was I think the month of August last year, we had more drama than ever as a Liverpool fan in the transfer window, with Caicedo and Endo and Gravenberch after.
But that was worthy of abuse and cussing. That was craziness. That was panic stations. That was disorganization. That was everything that we're not being accustomed to and used to. Throwing crazy mad bids willy-nilly. That was Chelsea and Man United style.
Yeah. And it was the timing as well that made everything worse for us. Like, why didn't you go in for him 2 months before that?
Exactly. And that's why, we'll do it on another streaming show. That's why, there was a structural change, because FSG thought, that's not fucking us. That's crazy. Yeah. Are we really going to part with 105 million? They had a panic attack. But we'll talk about that on a different stream.
We will. This is content. Big up you both. Smash a like, is what my guy Sheik says. Big up to you, Sheik. Make sure you guys subscribe to Sheik TV as well. I left Sheik on red on purpose because he tried to schedule a show with me 8 days before. Habibi, I am not a celebrity. Yahi, message me 2 days before. You message me 8 days before? hold that. You have to learn. Two of my favorite akhis, salam alaikum, is what Diallo says. Big up to you, my guy Diallo. Thank you so much for the super chat. Gunnar Dom says, even as a rival, it's so heartwarming to see this. Big up to you. I appreciate you so much, my brother. Zir Talks is in the building. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Habibi, alaikum assalam. Habibi Zir. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the love. Big up to Rafael. Come on, you Spurs, who says, Zubimendi looked up Liverpool in Google Maps and said, hell nah, senor. Rafael, if this came from anyone else but a Spurs fan, I might be a little bit mad. But because you're a Spurs fan and you signed Timo Werner and Bergvall, I'm just going to put it up on the screen for 5 more seconds as I finish expressing this sentence. And then I'm going to let you live because you already live enough of a painful life. Big up Singh, who says, big up Husam and Grizz. Brilliant to see you both smashing it. May the divine keep you both blessed. Best LFC content creators out there. I appreciate you so much, Singh. Love for the love, Habibi. Love for showing us always the support. Big up to you. Welcome to This Is Football, brother Grizz, and may God bless you, Habibi. I keep up with what you do on the Big Six, and I'm even a member. Expectations for Liverpool this season. Hold tight, Zero, on that thought. We will be talking about it now in a second. Remember, there is, speaking of Big Six, there is Big Six literally in 15 minutes. So I want to ask Grizz a couple of questions before obviously we head over there. Madrid just Champions League with Cruz as a DM. We addressed that, Donny, as we were speaking, and it's a fair example, but the thing is, the problem with what Grizz said is low-key, it's such a fair rebuttal. I couldn't say anything back because it is the upper echelon, you know, it's like the top of the top. Cruz,
when you conquer football, they're the teams that have done, yeah, exactly. Then you can play that game.
Yeah. And if you have Vinicius, Rodrigo on the wing, you have Bellingham scoring all those goals, you have all that crazy shit happening. Yes, you can do that. Big up to you both. If we sign Zubimendi, who's the 10 then? Elliot or Szoboszlai? Elliot deserves it, but we need power and pace in midfield, so I think Szoboszlai plays. Just tell me give me like who would you select personally before we expand on this a little bit?
I think it's going to be exactly that, like the brother Wuta says. I was privileged, alhamdulillah, to catch a few training sessions in pre-season and out in USA. I saw them live, and that's how he set up. It was whichever game they played, one was Elliot in the 10, one was Szoboszlai in the 10. So it suggests to me Szoboszlai and then Elliot as his understudy. But again, he's so fluid and adaptable. He talks about it that we don't know for certain, but I think Szoboszlai will start in that position. And Elliot's done brilliant as well.
He has done. I want Ederson and Zubimendi, but this club would never. Here's a problem with that logic, Heber. If we get Ederson and Zubimendi, where do we go with McAllister? In the 10? He was our best midfielder last season. I don't think he could play in the 10, to be honest with you. And even if he can, that won't bring out the best in him. So, like, that might not work. Ederson and McAllister works together. I agree with that. But then the 10 would be the issue, basically. That's what I would say. Big up my guy Diallo says, Mr. Grizz, what are the odds of both of them leaving? He's an Arsenal fan, so he's obviously asking about Merino's thing.
Who?
Merino
is... So the information I got was nothing to do with from a Liverpool source. I actually got the Zubimendi news from an Arsenal tier 1 journalist. That's the crazy thing. It was an Arsenal tier 1 journalist who said Zubimendi is the one you want. So you remember when Ornstein said we were linked with the midfielder and nobody knew who he was? A couple of hours later, I tweeted, it's Zubimendi we've been having talks with. And it was Zubimendi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Arsenal. And the same journalist tells me, I mean, as I said, I'm not an Arsenal, even though some people think I support Arsenal, really. But
I went through the same exact thing last year, just because I wanted Arsenal to win the league, not City. They called me an Arsenal fan and all this.
I think Merino is pretty much nailed on for Arsenal, man, which is obviously muddying the waters. But let's see, man. It's crazy. They have to sell their whole spine of the team in one window. They're finding it difficult to accept and take, even though they can't do anything because there's a release clause. We put the money, and by the way, it's not a money thing. We're ready to put the money down, like we done for McAllister, like we done for Szoboszlai. With the money is there, bang, in one goal. I had Mo Chatra, Liverpool Finance's main guy, on my show yesterday, and he said the £51 million is there to be put in, bang, no problem. The problem is the emotional blackmail they're doing with him now, because he's that kind of guy. He's soft-hearted, Zubimendi, and they're playing on his heartstrings. But Diallo, I think Mourinho is going to go to Arsenal. So yeah,
So you don't think Tom Little's presentation is going to convince Zubimendi?
I saw that on Twitter about 2 hours ago, and he makes me laugh so much. Big up, Tom, man. It was very good. I liked it. But actually, he actually started making sense. So I take away my laughing because I only saw the first bit and I started laughing and I stopped. But he said, no, watch the rest of it. So the second half was good. The first half was a load of bollocks.
Oh, big up to Harith, who says big up to you both. Alhamdulillah, big up to you, Harith, Habibi. Thank you for the super chat. It's a mess, honestly, with Zubimendi. Not confident at all. Listen, I understand. Grizz understands as well, but the guy said the situation, so don't worry about it. PTSD is a thing. I am worried too. And finally, big up to Mookie, who says, don't forget to subscribe the channel too. Big up for the guests. Big up to you guys. Thank you so much, Mookie. Subscribe to Bosnian Scouser as well. This is one of the upcoming content creators, man, like Mookie. Make sure you guys are all hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are all subscribing. Grizz's channel is also in the title. Please go subscribe to Football Carnage. It's literally in the title. You don't even have to leave the stream. Just click on the channel, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We have 1,400 people in here. Let's get to 600, 700 likes ASAP. So hit the like button, subscribe. Mods keep pushing as well. So kind of the final segment here, obviously, because I know you have the big six after this. Final segment now just coming up. I want to ask you two specific things about Liverpool right now. Number one, the guy mentioned it earlier on with expectations for the upcoming season. And number two, what do you expect this upcoming transfer, like this, the rest of the transfer window with incomings and outgoings and stuff like that? You don't have to say names or anyone we're linked to per se, or anything that you know. I'm just saying in terms of positions, where do you expect us to strengthen, etc.?
It was never going to be a mad summer. Never. I said it at the start of the season. It doesn't take information, intel. You just have to use common sense and logic. When you have so much upheaval, because people think only Klopp left and Pep Linders left. And Achterberg. No, we had 42 people leave Liverpool Football Club. 42 people in and around the club, behind the scenes, physios, doctors, helpers, analysts, data people. That is unprecedented. And that's another documentary in itself. That will be coming out, why so many people suddenly left or whatever. But again, that's a whole different show and conspiracy theory. So when you have so much change and upheaval at a football club, you're not going to bring in a new coach, bring in a new assistant, bring in a new goalkeeping coach, bring in a new footballing director, bring in the old footballing director, making a sporting director, and then give him a Chelsea type scenario where you're buying him 15 players and he doesn't know where the fuck he's coming or he's going. He's going to come in, he's going to assess everything. Like he said, they haven't said anything. They're not doing, or they haven't done anything they haven't said. Literally, our manager and footballer director sat in their first press conference and said, we're not going to do anything in July. We're going to assess. We're going to take everyone to preseason, and then we're going to make what we need. We're going to do what we're going to need to do in August. And first week of August, we've gone for one of the best players. We all agree, maybe people in the chat don't agree, but most people in the chat will agree. We've targeted one of the best players in European football right now, one of the young up-and-coming midfielders in Zubimendi. I personally said at the start of the window, we will make minimum two, maximum three signings this window. And I said, if you give me all defense-minded players, I'll be so happy, Khalas, I'm ready to go. I know people want attacking midfielder, winger, striker, kick out him, whatever. I said, for me personally, I hated the way Liverpool were counter-attacked. I hated the way Liverpool were transitioned on every single time. So give me two players who think protect, and I'm happy. I'm still with that notion. If you give me another centre-back, and if you give me a left-back that can rival Robertson in the next season or two, I'm good to go. What the club will do, I think the club will buy a midfielder, whether it's Zubimendi or not, and I think the club will buy another left back or centre back. I don't think we're going to go for three signings. I'll be pleasantly surprised. Sorry, three signings, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if we go for an attacker. Of course, the Gordon situation scenario is again, in the background. But unless someone goes, I know a lot of people think Diaz wants to go. I personally have been saying, I personally believe he's after a new contract. And that's why he's doing all this drama In Urdu we say drama bazi. He's saying he's doing all this drama bazi, and with his dad he wants a new contract because he's on 60 70 grand. And so I don't know. That's another
Don't you
debate
think we've
whether he
priced
deserves.
Diaz out of a move?
Huh?
Don't you think we've priced Diaz out of a move, given like how much price we've slapped on
I
his
don't
head?
think no one. No, but I think it's realistic, yeah, in this day and age, man. 50, 60 million.
75
someone like
million,
that.
Luis Diaz.
No, that's just an asking price. We're not gonna. We'll take 60 million. Come on, but no one's gonna give that apart from PSG, who've got that kind of money, and Barcelona, who haven't got that kind of money. So I just can't see. I just can't see anyone giving us the money for him. That's the problem. I think he wants a new deal. Whether he deserves it is again another topic and another debate for another show. We've got loads of, inshallah, by the way, we're going to hopefully do this on a regular on my channel, your channel, especially after the love that we've received. Alhamdulillah. So many talking points, but a long-winded answer. I think we definitely get in another midfielder, and I think we get another, definitely a defender, whether that's a left back or centre back. Let's see.
When you mean another midfielder, obviously you mean like if Zubimendi
I
does
mean,
well.
yeah. Not another one, no.
Yeah, not like two midfielders and a centre
No,
back. I get
no,
that.
no, 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 no.
So in terms
It's
of
just the
expectations,
profile. I just want the profile to be right, man. I just want
Yeah.
the profile to be right. That's
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if Grizz as well has spoken about this before. The problem with this one specifically is the agent. I don't even think it's the player that's the problem. Jorge Mendes.
I think I tweeted it a few months ago. I think Nuri is desperate for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I spoke to someone very close to him, very close, one of his friends, Algerian brother, that actually lives in Walthamstow, East London, where people know Walthamstow, big up Walthamstow. And he's desperate for us, but Wolves priced us out of a move. We're willing to pay 15, 20 million for him. They want 40 to 50 million. I don't know if he's worth 40 to 50 million billion, but I love Nuri, and I think he'd be a long-term project as well in terms of replacing Robertson. I think we've been priced. What's the word? Priced out. Yeah, priced out. But they've today this week asked about.
To do with the agent Jorge Mendes.
I don't know, maybe, but I just think
because I heard murmurs that people don't like dealing with him. I don't know how true that is.
No, we're good with him. We're absolutely fine with Mendes. But the problem is, not the problem. Something might change because they inquired about Carvalho this week. So maybe something can be done with that.
Oh, swap
Fabio
deal
Carvalho.
potentially. That's a
Maybe
possibility.
something can be done with that.
Yeah,
He'd be my choice. He'd be my choice.
Oh, he's definitely my choice as well. That guy is technical, keeps the ball, dribbles, passes. There's nothing that he has that I don't want in a left back. He's just incredible.
And Salah is a huge fan of Nuri. It comes with chef's kiss from Salah. That's a bit of an intel for you. Salah loves him.
He's absolutely incredible. So in terms of just expectations for next season, what do you think? Because you know that question is a question in which Liverpool, because this is something that completely divides the fan base. Some people are in full-on rebuild mode. We want to, establish a style of play and blah, blah, blah. And some people are going, you know what? This team is good enough. It's established. We should be at least challenging. Which camp are you in?
100% if Klopp was here and the same backroom stuff and everything else, 100% I'd be saying there is no anything else apart from title. Go deep in the Champions League. 100% with Liverpool Football Club. But a bit of sense and sensibility, a bit of dose of reality. Everyone is plotting our downfall. Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, all of these clubs, even the likes of maybe Crystal Palace, everyone's thinking, we can all move up 2-3 places because Liverpool is definitely coming down because Klopp's coming. So we have to be realistic and adjust. I think we're going to finish I don't want to finish out the top 3. That would be, for me, very, very bad. If the likes of Man United and Chelsea come back into the fold, I will be so upset and hurt. I will be so upset. I want to stay ahead of them shit clubs. So as long as we finish above them, Arsenal and City at the moment are a level above us. We have to accept that.
I agree.
And they're far more stable than us in every sense. Apart from financially, we're stable as any of them. But on the playing wise, coaching wise, I want minimum 3rd place, and I want to win another trophy because that's what we're made to do. So if you bring me another trophy and third, for me, for a first consolidation season in the slot, that's very solid. People forget when the two biggest icons of recent times, three biggest icons of recent times have left their clubs. Look at the fall-offs. Man United, Ferguson, Wenger, Arsenal, and Mourinho, long-term Chelsea. So the three biggest icons of recent times in Premier League history. Now you add Klopp to that as well. If Klopp, I don't want it to be the fall-off of Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal. I don't want it to fall off like that.
I agree with you completely, and I think that's realistic. My issue with people is people who go way down the table, Grizz. That's the problem. People who go like, as long as we establish a style of play and blah, blah, we're not at that level. I agree with you completely. Listen, third, I accept. If Arsenal and City finish above us, Adi, I shake your hand. I say, you know what?
We
We're
have
not
to.
at that
I'll
level.
take that. If you offered me that right now,
you finish below Aston Villa, below Man United and Chelsea, and you sit there and it's okay. Of course, it's not, because we have
no. If you offer me that now, I will absolutely shake on it. Absolutely shake on it. And that's not being a loser at all. That's being realistic. If you just want to go, see, the thing is, we all do it. We all do it. You do it. I do it. Every fan base does it. We do extremes, and then we stick to it, and we become embroiled in that extreme mentality and view, and we become stubborn in that. No, as I said, if Klopp was here, I would be sitting here and saying, nope, title. But he's not now. And so the anticipation from others is we're going to drop. My anticipation is, inshallah, we won't drop.
Yeah.
I'm a, you know, as I said, I've seen firsthand now of how he's handled it, and he's brought back. I was so scared that we're going to go into the season on the back of the ending of last season, and everything was like, fuck, man, sad and despondent. I'm excited. I don't know about the rest of the Liverpool fan base, but I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. So, before we let Grizz go to the big six, let me just read a couple of these super chats. Big up to LFC Sudan, who says, will you sell or keep Carvalho? What the other best option if Zubimendi signing didn't go through? What do you think, Grizz?
I had the pleasure of interviewing Carvalho in the mix zone. Had a lovely word with him. He says he wants to play. Is he going to play enough games at Liverpool? I don't think so. Gakpo, Nunez, Diaz, all of Jota even can play on that left side. It's very clear, by the way, in the 3 games, he didn't once even give Carvalho 20 minutes in the 10 position where he wants to play. And that's very telling. He thinks he's a left-sided midfielder, which means he won't play as much. I expect Carvalho to go. Best option if Zubi don't sign.
Who?
Me personally, wow, on the spot. See, I want
to destroy it as well. I'm with you, but the thing is, if I want to answer this from Slot's perspective, I probably say like a Varela, maybe, you know?
Me personally, people that listen to my rubbish, people know I'm a massive Yusuf Fofana fan. But it looks like he's going to Milan or United. That was my guy. People are saying Ederson. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Ederson as well, Atalanta. But yeah, Varela.
I like that.
I'd go Varela.
Fair enough. Big up to Mandy, who says, big up Husam and Grizz, 2 of my favorites on YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mandy, for the super chat. Thank you for the love. Big up to you. Big up to Sean, who says, big up Husamski. Like and subscribe, folks. And listen, we're going to leave it at that. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Thank you to Grizz. Any final words before we head out?
No, man. I'm sorry about the rush, but I think if people know the big 6, you get fined if you're late. And I can't afford any more fines, whether it's financially or points deduction from the league. So please, I apologize for the rush, but we're here now. Alhamdulillah, we're here. There's no rush, future. We're here. We're going to be here. The love, the support, keep showing this guy love and support. The love, that support you've shown me, is absolutely humbled by it. And inshallah, we're going to be doing content throughout the season now. Inshallah, we've spoken behind the scenes as well, and we're going to be doing shows, man. One time on my channel, if he's got the time. I know he bloody wakes up and does about 7 streams a day, but he's going to have to find time for my channel as well.
Inshallah.
Have you been on my channel?
Yes, I have been. I did a watch along. I think it was Liverpool Brighton with Avi. And I think I did 1 stream talking about
because I know you came on my show when I used to have a show on the Trippers. Anyway, we sort it out. Inshallah, we sort it out. I got to run.
No, actually, I've been on Football Carnage, but not the LFC Day Trippers. It's the other way around.
Oh, other way around. Okay.
Yes, I was on your channel. I did a watch along with Avi, and I did another stream. That's
Well,
basically what.
Inshallah, if you have the time,
Of course.
it's an open invite in front of everyone, in case people think, Grizz is just talking. No, it's an open invite. Alhamdulillah, open invite. So
we will sort it out. You'll see me on Football Carnage.
Exactly.
Inshallah. We will sort it out.
We're gonna have fun, inshallah, this season.
Inshallah.
Whether we're arguing, whether we're fighting, whether we're ranting, we're gonna have fun, inshallah.
As long as Liverpool are doing well, that's what I care about the most. Big up to you guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Football Carnage. This stream is gonna take you to the Big Six. Just spam in their chat Husam and Grizz raid. So just spam it over there. We just raided their stream. So spam that in the Big Six chat right here, right now. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. That's where Grizz will be as well. Shout out to all the Big Six crew. And I will see you guys on the other side. I'll be in the comment section as well. Spam this in the chat. Love, Habibis. Peace out.